This and every show shall be dedicated to my man DJ Eastwood. Rest in peace, boy.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Yo,
We back again.
another day, another dollar, another chance to make you holler. Coming live and direct from the Fat Boy Catch Wreck Studios. This is the
Fat Boy Catch Wreck.
I'm your illustrious host, your boy.
Vic Night.
And to my left, I got.
This is Will,
Sankofa.
aka I just ate a sandwich and I already gotta go to the bar.
Say word. I mean, we gotta get into that the food review. This your boy
Vic Night.
aka Mr. A1C. Even though I'm a diabetic, ain't nothing about me sweet. Stop playing. I'm gangster.
Matter of fact, I gotta redo my AKA.
What do you mean?
Cause that was a good one.
Oh, what?
What you said. That was a good AKA.
Oh, well, thank you. you wanna run it back? What's the? I don't know, but I don't know. It's all good. Look, we got a jam-packed show for you today. It's a lot going on. Well, not really. It's a slow news week this week.
Yeah.
Slow news week this week, but we here to bring it to you.
Trump still won't concede.
Well, I mean, did you expect him to?
No?
Oh, he on brand right now. Like he doing Trump going Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's at this point he don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the people have spoken, you know, and it is what it is. Shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to everybody who likes, subscribe. We're getting a lot of good feedback.
Yes.
As far as the YouTube page goes, a lot of people shout me out. Yo, I was checking you out on Spotify. Like, that's love, man. I appreciate it. Like, we appreciate all the love. Every last little bit of it. Thanksgiving is coming up, and it's a little weird. Number one, I felt like we just got over, like, Halloween, like, last week.
Yeah.
And, like, somehow or another, it is, Thanksgiving is upon us. And I don't know, maybe because of shutdowns and stuff, I don't really feel like Thanksgiving-y. You know what I'm saying? It used to be a thing.
And I think that's because we can't really fellowship with our family. We can't really do it up and see all your family like you usually do.
Right. You're not probably going to make the rounds.
I mean, it's crazy.
You know, and pop up on folks.
Yeah.
And,
well, the way things are going, we might end up having to do all the holidays at one time. Just have a week of holidays.
Well, I heard from somebody what they're doing with the kids now is they're going to take them out. Some schools are doing this. They're taking the kids out from Thanksgiving and letting them come back at the first of the year. Because it's much easier and to keep them... Because, you know, these kids are in school now, right? They're not homeschooled, some of them. So they like, okay, instead of coming back to school in a week all COVID out, sit y'all asses home for like 2 to 3 weeks, then a month, really.
Yeah.
So that 2-week incubation period will have come and gone. So just in case, God forbid, if the child did get sick, they got more than 2 weeks to get over it or to get rid of the quarantine, unless you catch it on Christmas. Right. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this whole COVID thing, it's a little weird because, okay, you say to me, you didn't, but you say to me, yo, before you go to the Fat Boy Catch Wreck Studios, we're going to need you to take a test. I said, okay. I take the test on Wednesday. I'm negative. I could catch it by the time I get to the...
Yeah.
So it's kind of mute to have a test because you can catch it so fast. I could walk out of the testing site
catch.
with the joint in my hand. The ink ain't dry on my results. And get to the car and pass somebody that was like, and next thing you know, I got, you know what I mean? But shout out to all the kids that's going to be off for a month.
Yeah, shout out to my daughter, Marley. She's on the honor roll. She's been doing really well during COVID, during the quarantine. And I know it's really tough for kids, you know, especially kids that are social and really enjoy school and are active in different things. It's hard for them. I know it's hard for them, you know, just being home and not getting to interact with their friends and not getting that. She's in a drama club, so last March she was supposed to be in a big production of Sister Act, and they canceled the whole thing due to the quarantine and the shutdown. So she continues to do well. She's, you know, she is late sometimes. You oversleep and don't log in after a certain time. They mark you late, or they're calling the house.
Word?
But, yeah, they call the house. But she has been able to maintain her grades. She's on top of her work, or on top of her assignments. So I want to give her a shout out.
Word. I agree, but I don't. It has got to be very easy to homeschool now with computers, laptops, the whole internet. You don't got to go deal with the Dewey Decimal System.
But every
actually going to
when the last time somebody used a Dewey Decimal System?
We had to.
We had to. They don't even teach cursive anymore in schools.
No, it's a new point.
So
It really
they'll be
is.
doing
All that
computers.
time.
They had laptops and stuff before this.
All that time, I learned how to write a capital Q, and now I got no use for it.
Nothing to show for.
Nothing to show for.
Like algebra.
Yo, my teacher was grinding me up over my capital Q, like I was gonna need it one day. I had to write something really, and I felt really bad because my penmanship is really garbage. And it was weird for me to write. I'm like, why am I writing anything?
Yeah, mine's like a weird crossbreed between cursive and printing.
Yeah, that's what that is. You get a mashup.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sound like that old guy to be like, back in my day, we used to. But if I had to be, I'd rather be quarantined in 2020 than 1994. I give you that.
When I was in high school, you know, I was an athlete. You know what I'm saying? I was active in school, so I never missed school. I always wanted, and we didn't have social media to stay in touch with our friends. We didn't have cell phones. If you had a little bit of money, you had a pager if you was hustling, or your people had money. But all you really had was the phone.
Yeah.
And a long phone cord.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that advantage. So being in school was your social time.
Half of my problem in school was I knew how to find the information and I knew how to transform the information, but I would have thrived now. Everything in my pocket.
Yeah.
I was lazy and didn't want to have to go and look up stuff and actually have to go and find. I'm not reading.
See, my Google was we had encyclopedias.
Yeah, we did too.
And
I used it for drum kits. But my mom used to be like, "Where are all these dimples coming from?"
You play the drums?
No, I tried. And I used to use it, and I used to fake the funk. And that's all I used them for. I never cracked them encyclopedia. My mom went broke. I think she got them from somebody in the Acme.
Yeah, because there was a payment plan. Because we got all the encyclopedias, we got a dictionary, and every year we would get a yearbook of the year events.
Yeah. We had the same job.
Yeah.
That stayed in the bookcase in my room collecting dust from 91 to 97. It just stayed there. But, shout out to the youth them, holding their heads in the midst of all this crazy stuff. So, we went to a place today called Donkeys.
Donkeys 2.
Donkeys 2 in Medford. I'm gonna ask St. Kofa, what'd you think?
Donkeys has a long history. The original Donkeys is in Camden. It's a bar right on Haddon Avenue, and they're world famous for their cheesesteaks. I liked it because I don't eat red meat, and Donkeys 2 offers an alternative. They have a chicken donkey sandwich. So those who don't eat beef and have had donkeys in the past, this is a welcome change. I think it was good. The onions caramelized. I think it was a nice amount of steak on there. It was a little pressed down, but definitely make sure that you're close to home after you eat it, because you're definitely gonna like my AKA. But it was definitely good. Definitely good. They have, the fries were good that came with it. I don't know. I think Donkeys in Camden has fries. It's a little bit off the beaten path, but definitely worth it. Definitely to check out.
Well, for me, I thought it was good meat. The bread is cool. It's on a what do you call it? Seeded poppy seeded roll. But the fat boy in me was a little turned off, because when you open up a sandwich, you don't want to just see the roll. It's like, okay, what kind of sandwich is it? Like, you don't see no meat hanging out. It's not enough meat to where it's high up and you see a middle. You just get it and it's like a roll. So you bite into it. It's got a good taste. I'm not fronting on the taste. But I would be remiss if I don't feel that the cheap part of me happens to like certain meals that cost in a reasonable way. Given a case in point, I love Miller Ale House, reasonable prices. Cracker Barrel, reasonable prices. The food is better than me. Then somewhere else where I might go, Five Guys. Okay, Five Guys is good, but you're dropping a dub in there with fries and a drink.
Yeah, and you're dropping a dub as soon as you go home, too.
Yeah, you're dropping a dub with fries and a drink. Now, this joint right here, they steaks is, we've got the menu. We're going to put the menu up. The cheesesteak is $9.38.
Yeah.
For a sandwich that I can't see no meat.
But I think the reason why that is stuck in your head is because it comes in a round roll.
Right. The amount of meat they put in,
the
amount of meat they put in, if they had to put that in a hoagie roll, it wouldn't have touched both sides for $9. That's how my brain works.
Yeah.
So if I can go get a Max's for $12 and it's falling out the wrapper, why am I paying $9.38 for just a sandwich for me to look at bread when I open it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is the fries. A small fries, $4. Where we at, in the boardwalk?
They did have good flavor.
Yeah, but I'm out on the boardwalk with
They did have good
fries?
flavor. I mean, by the time we got to our destination, they were a little cold, but I heated mine up. I should ask you if you want me to. But I think whatever seasoning they had on it was actually pretty good. Other
than that, they doing a little too much for me.
Well, I think
price wise.
Yeah, well, I think also because the name too, Donkeys, is a known.
Look, Max is bad too. They don't charge you $20.
I think it was rated like in the top 10 cheesesteaks in the area.
See, yeah, you calling it a cheesesteak, but it's on a rounded seeded roll. That's not a cheesesteak to me.
But I forgot what his name is. The food critic.
Anthony Bourdain?
Anthony. It was on him. It was him that rated it that.
Oh, well, I'm not saying he wrong, but he ain't from Philly and he don't know a damn thing about a steak sandwich. Oh, about him being, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look, I don't know another guy who had the best job in the world. Excuse me, Anthony, we want you to go around the world and find the best places to eat for free. We're going to pay you multi-millions of dollars just to give us your opinion. And that, to me, seems like the best job on the planet.
Yeah.
And he wasn't just going to restaurants. He was finding places to drink, little holes in the wall, little places off the beaten path. And they were paying him buku dollars to do it. And everyone respected him. Mm-hmm. But, you never know what you're fighting.
Yeah, you never know what demons.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to touch on that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I'm going to give Donkeys 2 fat balls out of 5. Because the meat itself was good money. But I could have took the roll and ate the meat and the onions by themselves and been good money over some rice, if I want to be technical. The prices throw me off. I probably wouldn't go back. If I live near there, it'd be, like I said, what I tell you in the car, like, yeah, it's a good place to go for lunch, but definitely on payday. You know, you're not going on a Tuesday afternoon after
Now when you counting your quarters.
Yeah, you counting some coins. You know, everybody say we're counting donkeys. Oh no, all right, I'm gonna go ahead to McDonald's and rock this $5 out and be full. And probably we definitely had to evacuate the innards.
We had to drop the Cosby Kids off.
Yeah, I mean, we had to evacuate the innards. But yeah, I'm gonna give donkeys two fat boys out of 5. What you got it for?
I got it for about 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 fat boys out of 5.
Because first of all, because I don't eat red meat, and it's a welcome change from the regular chicken cheesesteak. But based on history, and getting those sandwiches back when I was a child, my dad would bring them home. My grandfather.
So did my mom. My mom would travel all the way to Camden. Yeah. And we was in North Philly, go to Donkeys.
Yeah. So it was definitely nostalgic for me.
And I know why we had our lights cut off, because my mom was. I know why we had our lights cut off sometimes, because my mom was busy going all the way to Jersey for $10 donkeys.
I don't think it was that much back then.
So that's the Fat Boy Catch Wreck Food segment. We getting into topics right now. And the number one thing for this week, it's been all over your timeline. It's been everywhere you've been looking. Gucci versus Jeezy. Jeezy versus Gucci, depending on how. Yep. I get it. But as a person who listens to like any and everything, I was familiar with both of these dudes. There's a lot of drama behind the scenes, but basically the outcome is everybody's grown now. Beef doesn't stay like it does. Beef gets bad after a while, and you just like, yo, man, we were 2 grown men, and we ain't got to be fighting over words or anything like that. So, plus, dudes is rich now, It's a different story when you coming up and broke. You willing to die for this. Yo, man, you said something on a radio station about me. You gotta die, because you fighting to get to the top.
Yeah.
Jeezy, like a politician now. He like that boy for power. He like, he got his wifey. He got a TV show coming out. He engaged? Jenny Ma?
Jenny Ma, yeah.
So, he about to get a TV show. A different wave. And even Gucci came up, with Kristen Kior or something like that her name is.
Yeah.
She's a famous girlfriend, which is a thing now.
Yeah,
they're famous girlfriends now. And she's one of them. But she held him down while he was in jail.
Yeah.
And when he came out, he totally changed his image. He got off the drugs, started being vegan. So shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad. Do what you got to do, bro. But it was good to see them kind of 2 people who have been at odds at least go back and forth, and that's what we all trying to do. And might I add, there were a lot of people who tuned in. I think at the highest I saw it, because I was in and out. I didn't sit there to do the whole job, but the highest I saw at 1.8. Yeah. 1.8 million, and everybody was in the comments from James Harden to rappers, T.I., everybody, everybody was in the comments, and they had a good time.
Yeah, so. I wasn't interested at all.
Right, it's not your.
It's not. I mean,
your lane.
I mean, I like. Nah, I can't even say I like any trap really.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I like. See, Jeezy take me back to a point in time where. I remember it was mixtapes that was crazy. So Jeezy was like the king of the mixtapes. So there was a lot of good joints that he had that got me through them times, and I remember that. I was never a Gucci fan because I'm above the Mason-Dixon line, but Gucci is definitely for the grimy Southern boys, and Jeezy got a more of a universal appeal. Yeah. But that's
honestly, I can really understand Jeezy a little bit. Way better than I can understand Gucci.
The Recession album is fire. Damn near classic. Off his Recession album, like everything hits on that joint. We did. So Thanksgiving coming up, and I just wanted to give a chance to say what I'm thankful for. Um, I'm definitely thankful to be living, given my circumstances last year around this time. It's just funny to come full circle, and in the whole year, everything is like completely different with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like honestly, like I was like down in the hospital in York by myself. Woe is me, kicking myself like ah. And now I'm happy. I'm linked up back with my cousin. We doing this podcast.
Yeah.
My health is more in tune. I'm feeling good out here. You know, I can't front. Like this is where, I mean, I'm as happy as I'm gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about you, Sankofa?
Well, I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for being blessed to be able to still live and thrive, even though we're in a pandemic. When a lot of people are,
Yeah, you could have been a waiter.
Yeah, a lot of people are struggling financially, and honestly, this has really been a good time, blessing for me and my family. We were able to do a lot of things to our home during this time, shutdown time, and I'm blessed that my immediate family, my extended family, everybody has been healthy thus far. And I'm grateful that I'm back in the fold with Vic Nice. It's been a long time coming, and I've worried about him when he was out in York by himself. I was over here like I was a parent.
Yo,
Worried.
them phone calls used to grab me. I'm sitting there like, hey man, you need to come back.
Yeah.
You need to watch yourself. You need to watch your health.
I don't know. I'm doing. I was doing so good. Come on, man. You need to be where you have support system.
I
and
realized,
there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's definitely a difference between, hey, I'm over here and I'm alone, and you can't have that. Hey, yo, when I get off of work, I'm gonna run past and see you. I don't need motherfuckers sitting in vigil, but you wanted like people to swing past and give you a head nod. But now you can't do it because of COVID. But back then you could. You could. Yeah, and going through that experience when you ain't got nobody to give you an old attaboy or somebody to say, hey, nurse, get this man some water or something. But it is what it is, and I'm tough, right? You know, to quote my man Rico. And I did what I had to do. But what I did learn going forward is you don't have to do stuff alone. It doesn't make you any stronger or weaker.
Yeah.
But it also helps your state of mind to actually go through stuff with somebody. And that leads us into the next topic as far as like, why black people don't seek therapy? We got a couple of us who are enlightened, but you gotta go kicking and screaming. I know when I went kicking and screaming. And it wasn't until after I sat down and really started to do some work on myself, I realized like, yo, this is cool. I think a lot of it comes from, well, my grandma made me go to therapy and she went through all kinds of stuff. So, but we also used to wipe ourselves with leaves. We don't have to do that no more. So grandma don't have to be grandma and deal with all that trauma that happened, because now you could talk to somebody before that happens.
And they even have therapy that you could do over the phone.
Word?
You don't have to sit on the
yeah.
couch.
Mm-hmm.
You could do.
It doesn't
Zoom
matter.
therapy.
It doesn't matter if you're on the couch or on the phone. You got to get real.
Yeah, but I think in our history, it's kind of taboo for black people to talk to somebody about their problems. Most of the time, we would have to pray about it, go to God, which is
that keeps
fine.
that keeps a lot of people from going, because I don't want to. We're not going to be that type of podcast to like talk about religion because there's certain things you don't really talk about in a public setting. But I'm just going to say this: that a lot of people are learned and have been learned to have this notion or have this belief that God's going to fix everything, and all you got to do is pray about it. So, given that type of stance, I understand, but like again, that might have worked in the 30s. Right now, we have other options, right?
But God created therapists. He created all of that for us to be able to use it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay. All right.
would you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. I'm just saying that.
But it's there for a reason.
Yeah, it's a reason because somebody said, "Hey, I can ask certain questions and get certain answers." And maybe to me, therapy is like you talk it out. Like they don't really say anything to you.
They just listen.
They listen and lead you. Well, what do you think about that? How did that make you feel? Well, when you did that, what do you think you're gonna do next time? And then they throw some stuff in there about my dad, and I start crying. And then you be like, you know what? I feel so good.
Yeah.
But all they are is a friend.
Yeah.
How many times you been my therapist?
True.
All you missing,
and same too.
all you missing is a couple of friends, some close people you talk to. Not your wife, not your husband, not your kids. Somebody thoroughly removed who don't know you. You can expound and pontificate on different things
Without feeling judged.
without feeling judged.
And I think that's another thing too. A lot of times people feel that if they share certain things with people, then they'll be judged.
Well, that's human nature.
Yeah, but nobody wants to feel judged. And
No.
if you're going to a therapist, they're not supposed to.
If I come to your house
Judge.
and you got the toilet paper and you got the wipes with the toilet paper, guess what's going to happen when you come to my house? I'm going to make sure you got wipes because I don't want you to be like, Vic trash, he only got regular toilet paper.
You talk about my bad.
No, I'm just saying. Next time you come to my house, I'm going to have the wipes because I don't want you to come and think I'm trash because I just got regular cotton.
I got those because I'm potty training.
Nah, that's a good look.
Yeah.
I never felt so fresh and so clean since Outcast. You know? So it's like, look, it's been talked about lately, and we're going to have somebody, because don't you have somebody in the field that wants to come on?
I have two different people in mind that when we start doing interviews, definitely want to bring them in. And I mean, it's as black men, we have post-traumatic stress as black men, I believe.
What?
Yes.
As far as what?
The stress of life.
Yeah, that's just life, though.
Yeah, that's still post-traumatic stress.
I separate those. I separate life stress, because life gon' life. I say it all the time,
yeah,
right?
but it's still post-traumatic stress.
That's anybody. I'm talking about deep stuff, like your mom's dying in front of you.
That's post-traumatic stress.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's everybody. I don't think it's a black
It's different
thing.
forms of it, but the average, every black, I shouldn't say every.
Yeah, like
But
no,
I'm speaking for myself. There's some anxieties and stress that I have that other people don't have, that other non-black males have. Especially with, how things are now with the police. You know what I'm saying? With just being black in America.
Well, I think a lot of, and this is my opinion, I think a lot of it has to, mine is self-accountability. I know I put myself in a lot of situations. And those are things that I don't need therapy about.
Yeah.
My drug problem from the past. Any of the stuff that I've done, I was like, okay, this is like on me. I knew it was wrong. But I had to chase that dragon. You know what I'm saying? I had to go, you know what I mean? I'm a better man coming out of it. But something like my mom and the way I was acting towards my dad, that needed some sit-down couch time.
Yeah.
That's the, like, I'm not tripping over the cops or any of that because I'm knock on wood, I haven't had any of that. But if I did, that would probably, maybe it would be something I'd go to, but mine's is normal, everyday stuff. And the thing about it though, bro, you never know what a person, they'll react to it. Some people don't like that, but I acted totally, I was affected way differently in my mom's death than my dad's.
Mm-hmm.
They both hurt, but for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
So I had to realize, like, why am I so broken up over this one, and like, over that one? That's real talk.
And with that, it's different relationships. So
right, it all ties together.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a fan of therapy, but you can also get your feelings off on somebody who's just a good listener. Because that's all the therapists do. They just lead you into where, and then they show you something. Be like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing. And when we'll get more into depth later on, and when we have our guest on. Something I want to shout out to Kevin Hart, who got a new special on Netflix, which is complete garbage. Dumpster Fire. And I got a theory on Kevin Hart. I got a theory. Like, Kev is one of those situations where somebody is fighting and clawing and trying to get on, right? They're writing jokes. They're in clubs. They're working on their craft.
When he first started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got all this different stuff. The stuff with his dad. And the first time you heard about the kids from the first wife. And that was interesting. And he worded things in a funny way. One special. Two specials. Three specials. Now, now the money coming, right? Money come, notoriety, all of that stuff. So what happens? You suffer in your craft. Kevin Hart, that was in the comedy clubs, versus stadium Kevin Hart, two different Kevin Harts. Yeah. That was after, like, all the ones, Seriously Funny, I'm a Grown Little Man, and the other one. Those were the good ones. That's the ones we came out for. Once he started getting money, going to the stadiums. Look, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think Pryor could do a stadium. And I think Rich is number one. Number two, Patrice O'Neal. I can't say Patrice O'Neal. Comedy doesn't transpose in a stadium atmosphere to me. When I see a stand-up comedian, it's kind of intimate, and the biggest venue I might give you would be like, I wouldn't even say something like the First Union Center, where the Sixers play. I was like maybe Electric Factory.
So do you think somebody like Dave Chappelle could do it at the stadium?
No. I mean, he could do it. It might be some funny stuff, but it's the connection. Yeah. When you got pyrotechnics, hit him with the fire one time. Okay.
When you popping up out the stage.
When you popping up out the stage, fam. Some dudes get it on. Like my cousin, this is probably a good question for him. He's actually out there grinding right now in the country. He's doing on tour with Pete Davidson right now. They in Miami at the Improv. He ain't at the Miami Dolphins Stadium. As bad as he is, it might not transpose. And when I look at the big stadium joints he do, I'm like, eh. And not to mention, let's keep it real, his film career, running around cooning, shucking and jiving. Oh, The Rock is running around with his eyes all big. And this
one serious movie was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't see that. But somebody else wrote that. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about, like, sometimes, look, it's like a rapper, right? Dare I say maybe Rakim. We was talking about this. I put Rakim out there. First 3 projects, sheer classics. Nobody can touch him. He was ahead of his time with rhyme style, flow, everything. He had Eric B backing him up on the beats. Perfection. You break up with Eric B and you put out the 18th letter.
No, I'm not back with Eric B no more.
It didn't hit. It didn't hit. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's looking for the Rakim album, even though nobody touched him. KRS One, another one. Sometimes your light diminishes. You don't always have to be the top of everything.
Yeah.
And what I saw up there was a dude struggling to get laughs. And this dude had stadiums. And then he tell us he mad at us for making him hot. Like with his wife and the philandering and all.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all told on me. Come on, fam. Tighten up.
He was sloppy.
He was mad sloppy. John's extorting you.
Yeah.
You got to come out. Hey, listen, somebody's trying to defame me and my. Well, they not defaming me. She got me on tape and she got some text messages and she's extorting me for my money. Woe is you. I'm sorry if I don't cry for Kevin Hart because some thought is trying to take all his bread. You don't move in them circles, dog. You got a lot more to lose.
Mm-hmm.
You got a nice new wife that's Oriental looking or Asian looking, and you having a new baby on the way, and you out having threesomes getting recorded. Watch how you move, beloved.
Yeah, I think I remember him saying that he didn't have his people that really would talk sense to him with him.
Oh, come on, stop it, cousin.
I'm just telling you what he said. But
self accountability, people.
True. But still, if you
I can't get in a car
you
accident.
don't put yourself in those situations.
I can't get in a car
You
accident.
don't do that, period.
No, I can't get in a car accident and blame Black Thought for having a dope album that's not making me pay attention to the road. It's Black Thought. It's Sean C, Your Honor. Did you hear that album?
Well, I did get in trouble. I mean, I did get into a car accident because I was eating a quarter pound of cheese and I wasn't paying.
See, then you gonna sue McDonald's?
No, I can't.
Yo, I was digging on a quarter pound of cheese. It should be more car friendly. Come on, fam. Come on. Stop. So we got another joint. We going through these topics real fast because it's a slow news week, and we bringing it here. We coming into you live. Thanksgiving is coming, so we just want to say, my man Royce the 5'9" got into a little bit of a words thing with Fredro Starr from Onyx fame and Moesha.
And Sunset
Park. Sunset Park, I think
Yeah.
it was. Yeah. And Sunset Park. So, let's have a point of reference here. We're going to sit here and we're going to play this really quickly here. This is Fredro Starr talking about Royce the 5'9", and then after this is Royce's response. And if you're a little sensitive, there is some coarse language. Parental discretion is advised. They might say a couple of F words or something, or the word NIGGA might come out, but understand these are rappers and there's a thing called freedom of speech. So anyway.
Coarse language.
Coarse language. Black coarse language. So here we go.
Royce the 5'9", that's my
Royce
nigga.
is a street nigga.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
how I feel.
We was
Royce is a
on
street
tour,
nigga.
show. We was on the Nelly tour together, real nigga. But
There's
what I'm
street
saying
niggas, there's
is,
street
I
rappers,
was trying to say
nerds,
that
right?
he would be in the nerd in part of rap.
It's
Like, you know what I'm
articulate.
saying?
Yeah, he's basic with the words.
That don't mean,
What is
that don't mean you're not a street nigga, though.
That's what I was arguing. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not, nobody never said that, but I'm just saying.
Because you think Stick's a nerd.
Yes.
But he's a street nigga.
But he's still.
Okay.
Niggas that read books, niggas that. You know, the nerdy niggas. Niggas that read.
Hey, Fredro, my brother. Come here for a sec.
This Royce.
Let me start by saying I have nothing but the sincerest admiration for your legacy and what you've contributed to the culture. Anytime that I ever speak about you in that regard, I'm always going to make sure that it comes across clear and concise, that it's respect, to where it's nothing that you even would have to think about. Another thing I want to clear up with you. I never had a problem being called a nerd or backpacker. That never was a trigger for me. I never thought that a hip-hop nigga, a lyricist, was like the juxtaposed version of a street nigga. I never thought the street niggas were the opposite. I never looked at that like that. Maybe it's just because I come from Detroit. But it's also one thing that I've never done. I've never done. And if you follow me, then you know. You never seen me play with niggas, and you never seen niggas play with me. I don't let niggas play with me. I never let niggas play with me. You know what I'm saying? What I don't like to do is I don't like to play games. There's too much going on in the world right now. Like, it's a very serious time. And I'm happy for y'all if y'all in a happy place, you and that other nigga. If y'all in a happy place, I'm cool. I'm glad for y'all. Van Lathan is my man. That's who I identify with as my man on that show. It was an honor and a privilege to go on tour with y'all back in the day. And I appreciate you calling me your man. But I would be remiss to not be completely transparent with you right now, legend, and let you know I am not your man. And I have no desire whatsoever to build any sort of relationship with you moving forward, just so we clear. So there's no reason for you to ever play with me again. I don't play. I don't like to play. Save that playing for a nigga that you playing with that's playing with you back. And I won't come over you. And I'm not going to say it again, Fredro Star. You keep being a legend, and I'm going to keep doing what the I do. And next time you mention me and you give me the compliments or whatever.
Well, let me get together here. Now, first off, I don't think
that's strong talk.
Yo, he politely cursed that man.
Yeah.
He picked him up.
And
tore him down at the same time. Listen, King, peace, King, you're a legend. Anything you've done, and I appreciate you letting me on tour. But keep my name out your mouth.
Don't play with me.
Don't play with me. Now, I personally don't think Fredro was dissing him. For a dude like Fredro, he would be a nerdy nigga to him because Common, Black Thought, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, these lyricists, Andre 3000, they all nerds to him. They all nerdy dudes. Like he said, dudes that read books. What Chris Rock say, you ever want to hide something, hide it in a book?
Yeah.
Niggas hate to read. He's like, yo, man, where was that money? It's in a book. Oh, no, not a book. Chris Rock got a good bit on that. And he didn't do it in the stadium, by the way. But I'm just saying, like, calm down, Royce. It's all good. I don't think he took that as a diss. If I look at the person, you gotta look at stuff where it's coming from. From a dude like Fredro, calling him a nerd is like bigging him up.
Yeah, but in the hood, the nerd isn't seen as being cool.
Oh no.
It's not. It hasn't always been cool to be intelligent.
What you call him dealt with the same thing. What's my man, Kick Push? Lupe, yeah. He went through the same thing.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the car. Shout out to Cousin Craig. I remember sitting in the car with Craig when Food and Liquor dropped. And I'm like, whoa, who was this? He's like, yo, it's Lupe.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And it was good. It was insightful. It was
But see, it's like anything that's seen outside of black culture is a nerd. Like if you skate. I mean, just recently, it's been kind of...
It's more along the
It's
line
more...
of them, yeah.
Hip-hop culture has morphed into that because of people like Lupe and Pharrell. And Wayne, yeah. But anything that's outside of black culture, quote-unquote black culture, is seen as weird or, you trying to be white.
You mad at me for eating pork chops, but... You eating chitlins. That's the way it seems.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I mean?
Basically.
Like, yo, man, you gotta get off there. Chitlins is the, Yeah, but I just ate you ate a whole ham suit. If it's salted and cured, that means it's way much more better. No, it's all garbage.
Yeah.
Your garbage is just a little different from mine, beloved.
Exactly. And in growing up, I was never a street dude. I went to school. I did my work. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't out in the street. But I had respect from the people in my neighborhood because I'm a stand-up dude. You know what I'm saying? And they had respect for me and my father. Like there was times when I was young that I would try to hang, but the OGs in my neighborhood would be like, yo, man, what are you doing here? You don't need to be out here. You know what I'm saying? That's respect for me and for my father. So
like with me, it was always like I would always like my vocabulary to be dope. So even if I was saying something ghetto, because I didn't grow up in the streets. I just ran after them once I got 18. It was like, I want to be, and yay. I'm jumping in head first. But even then, I would be like, yo, my nigga, that don't make a monicum of sense. And they would be like, the hell is monicum? Stop using words like that. Or I would, you want to offend some black folk? Tell them they said something wrong.
Yeah.
When a girl looked at me and said, I said something to her, she's like, I'm Iz. And I'm like, for real? I'm Iz. She got a whole attitude.
Yeah.
I grounded her up for 15 minutes about it. Maybe that's what it was. I'm like, stop talking like a slave. You don't have to talk like that no more. Mm-hmm. Nah, I just messed up. Like, you tripping. Like, no. I'm just saying, you should never say something like I'm Iz. Yeah. I don't even like saying it in the Biggie lyric. Yeah, Iz. There should never be, like, certain shit, feats, fishes.
No, my pet peeve is ideal and idea.
Right. Oh, no, mine's?
It's you got an idea, and it's an ideal situation.
You don't have no ideal.
You don't have no. It's my ideal. Yes, please.
You know what my joint was? It's more of a written one. Where, what was that phrase which they say, might as well. When they go, mine's well.
Yeah, might as well.
I want to just throw my phone anytime I see somebody put mine's well.
Or like.
Mine's well, da-da-da. No!
Or like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that one I'll let go. That one I'll let go.
Nah,
no,
I mean, after a while, maybe one or two. Mm-hmm. But after every sentence, it's too much.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Sankofa, what you got any? What do you think? You got any topics or anything you want to discuss?
I was just thinking. I was watching some old clips of some videos of Chadwick Boseman, and I was thinking, like, what celebrity or public figure's death had an effect on you. I know with him passing, it was kind of very sad because of the height of his career, the success of Black Panther, what Black Panther meant to a lot of people as a movie, as a statement for Black people, and for the great actor that he was. He was James. It is crazy because he was so many people. Mm-hmm. He was James Brown. He was
Jackie Robinson.
I wasn't really feeling the Thurgood Marshall one.
Yeah, nobody did.
Who else was? He was King T'Challa.
That was fictional, though.
That was fictional, yeah. But
there's no Wakanda.
But
and the Nike and the Adidas symbol is not Wakanda. What? You ever see the joint with Wakanda with the Adidas symbol? You never saw that? That's pretty dope. I have a different view on death. I don't feel for Chadwick Boseman because we got a lot of good out of him while he was here.
Wow.
Cancer's a force. Yeah. Ain't no stopping that.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful of the work that we got. And he kept it under wraps. He did him. And it's respectable. You ain't ducking cancer. You know what I mean? You can, some people just, that's what they got to go. And we got some good work out of them. I can't think of nobody. Maybe we were just talking about it earlier, but maybe Jay Dilla. But even Jay Dilla, I was more appreciative of him in his after posthumous work. And I was like, wow, I knew he was the man then. But then I was like, yo, he really the man. Yeah. Like afterwards and all the stuff came out, and when Questlove is doing like interview sessions just talking about the boy. Yeah. But if Hov died tomorrow, I'd be salty. Mos Def, Black Thought. There's a couple of actors. I mean, if Denzel passed, I'd be salty. I didn't feel nothing for Kobe. I wasn't.
For Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, like people were like, "Oh my God!" Like this. I'm like, okay.
But
if you knew anything about Kobe, you know what I mean? Like Kobe would be like, "Man, please get away from me."
A lot of people hold celebrities in high regard. They do look up to them.
See, I was trying to think of this way to bring it up, but this is a perfect segue. But I really didn't have a way to even like celebrity versus famous. Like, I think I would like to be famous, where everybody in the hood know me. They give me a head nod, or you might walk past and be like, "Is that?" I'm cool with that. That level of fame, Cardi B, and
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, and
That's
you
a
can't
whole
say
nother-
anything.
That's a whole nother beast, man.
You can't say nothing. You can't be honest and be like, you know what?
But I was
Retarded
just,
kids freak me out a little. You can't say that. No, seriously,
But
like
I
you'll be
was-
like, yo, Vic, how
but-
could you say
but can
retarded
you
kids? Like they
even-
kind of do.
But can you even imagine the celebrity of somebody like Michael Jackson? Now, I was watching one of his concerts, and they had a segment where people were just, all he did was come out on the stage and stood there.
Oh yeah, he stood there and
He
they
stood there for
all the people was passing
for
out.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and
Mike is a
people are
different
passing
beast.
out. They carrying grown men out.
Yeah, Mike a different beast. Mike is a different boy.
But after a certain point, when you reach that height of celebrity, you can't really do any. It's hard
Oh,
to
no.
really live.
Yeah, that's why Prince never left his place.
Yeah.
Prince only sent people out for them opiates. That's all he did. He
And
was-
for patent cakes.
and he's like, listen, I'm in the
Shirts,
house.
Blouses.
I'm gonna
with-
build a club. I'm gonna build a stage. I'm
Yeah.
gonna build a rehearsing joint. Everything in here. I ain't going outside. I don't want people talking about me because I wipe my mouth from left to right instead of right to left.
Yeah, and I mean and I believe it starts to have an effect on people because they start changing and some people go crazy because
Kevin Hart.
of their fame.
I think it happened to Kevin. Kevin Hart was a different type of boy. And once the fame came, not to come back to a different point, but this ties into that. Once the fame came, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
Fame come to money. Money can bring the girls. The girls want the money. You break up with your ex-wife because you can afford it.
Yeah.
What was he talking about, Dwayne Wade? His wife stayed with him the first couple times. Till he went out with his homies and bumped into Gabrielle Union.
Yeah. And
Then he went home and was like, hey, listen. Hey, Ma, let me tell you something. Yeah, I took care of you, and I'm going to make sure you're cool. But these kids staying here. I'm going to need you to go get an apartment because Gabrielle ain't going with the side chick stuff. So we got to...
Yeah, we got it, yeah. And Alicia Keys and...
Alicia Keys and Swizz.
Swizzy.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So with money, bring that.
Yeah, but I think it takes a certain person because there's people that are celebrity, have that celebrity status. Maybe not like Michael Jackson, but they have celebrity. People recognize them, but they're still grounded.
What I don't like is like people like Cardi B. And what you like about Cardi is that she's opinionated. She only got... I'm telling you, I was a fan of Cardi when she had messed up teeth living in the Bronx. And I seen her glow up is real.
Yeah.
Listen, she ain't one of the lyricists. She ain't a lyricist. She's a person who has a certain personality. It draws people to watch.
Mm-hmm.
The followers come. Somebody say, yo, you should you say this on this beat. Okay. And next thing you know, her joint's selling 1 million copies.
Yeah.
She got a shoe line at Reebok.
And she's one of the
Biggest
biggest
stars
artists.
ever. She's still that girl from the projects that got rats and roaches coming from. Only thing you did was gave her money and you fixed her teeth.
Yeah.
That's all you did. But she can't come out and say, oh, these gay people get on my nerves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she would get canceled for that.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole climate of the world right now.
But it's worse when you're a person.
And when
So,
we're a
look, I could be
celebrity,
talking, like, say I'm the...
Yeah, like with Kevin Hart, when he said things he said about homosexuals years ago.
years. He was just on
And-
Twitter talking.
He was just on Twitter talking but that was years ago.
Yeah.
And somebody went back
And found it.
And found it,
And he had
and
to
that
come
was an
apologize.
issue.
He
And he
lost
had to
the
apologize.
Oscars because of it. He
Yeah.
lost the Oscars.
So it's crazy.
If they go back and get anything that Vic said, I might as well never make it big because I'll never get off the ground.
I don't know if I got anything that's questionable. I usually try to stay in the.
Yeah.
You know.
So I just don't never want to be that big because that's what'll happen. Me and you will be catching up over a donkey. After I done made it big.
Over a donkey.
Over a donkey. I made
Sandwich.
Sandwich, that is.
Not over a donkey, but over a sandwich.
I'm sitting there, I'm full famous. I'm saying, yo, cousin, man, yo, we looking and we doing good. But God, man, something. And then, elderly people get on my nerves. They just stink.
They just old.
They just old and in the way. And then next thing you know, somebody walked past and, yo, Vic Knight said this. And next thing you know, I don't have a career no more because something I said in passing.
So the ARRP, what is it?
AARP.
They are protesting you at the show.
Just over something I said to you in passing, but somebody was walking past and got it on tape, and now I'm outraged.
Yeah.
But it is the Thanksgiving. Is this a Thanksgiving episode, or are we going to do that next week? I think we'll do it next week. We'll have more of a Thanksgiving themed. Because we could come back here, we could tell you what we had, what was busting, what was nothing,
Yeah.
So,
jelly cranberry versus cranberries.
Oh, yeah, that's a move. That's
Sauce.
a thing. That's a thing. We want to say thank you, everybody, for listening. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Fat will catch rock. So,
It's your boy,
Vic Knight.
Wick.
William.
Sankofa.
And we'll see you next week, man. God willing, and the creek don't rise, you heard?
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.